My mom keeps demanding I give her a grandchild. Don't miss out on the fun. Hit subscribe button and join our community for more stories like this one. Long post. But I'm wanting everyone's opinions on this. Just wanting to see how others would respond to the same comments I received from my mum. I'm 27, child-free and have never been a maternal person. Earlier, on last year, I was diagnosed with a chronic, progressive nerve disease called complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS. I had an injury at work 2.5 years ago and have had CRPS now for about 18 months. The injury was to my dominant hand, right hand, and my CRPS is from fingertips to side of my neck on my right side and stomach. CRPS has no cure and minimal treatments. I'm always in 7/10/10 pain, 24/7. My normal daily life is hard, and I rely heavily on my partner's help to do the smallest things. I can't put on or take off shirts, bra, and some pants by myself. I can't cut up my own food, wash/dry/put my hair up by myself, prepare dinner, submerge my hand in water, do washing up, or vacuuming because of vibrations, etc. If we have to travel out of town, it takes me 2 days to recover and I'm bedbound with a spew bucket for the whole 2 days. The vibrations from the car causes me so much pain and have to always have spew bags with me. I recently had a conversation with my mum about wanting to get my tubes tied. This is when she lost it at me. Was explaining to her about how I can barely care for myself without my partner, let alone a child. Plus pregnancy really ramps up CRPS and can cause me more issues/pain/spreading of my condition. Plus birthing, either naturally or C-section, can make the CRPS spread to my private organs. I was telling her that it would be selfish to have a child because I wouldn't be able to give the kid a proper life and would be unfair on my partner too, as he'd have to take on so much more responsibility. She told me I was selfish and would live a sad and lonely life when I'm older, etc., that no reputable doctor would touch me if I asked them to tie my tubes. I asked her, well, what methods of contraception would you suggest then? I can't go on the pill or the rod because of my migraines. Contraceptives fuck with CRPS and make the pain worse due to hormones, and condoms aren't fail-safe. She replied, you know my stance, I think it's a stupid decision, and that you're selfish for even considering this. I've thought about all of this in the current medical situation I'm in, let alone how different and more difficult things will be if my CRPS spreads further, which pregnancy can make it spread, especially if it's a C-section, which then poses more complications, spreading to that site, and then causing lifelong complications with my reproductive organs, fertility, sexual ability, etc. I don't know what to do. Mum keeps saying that you need to give me a granddaughter. You're the only one left who can still have kids. She's refusing to understand my concerns and just continues to berate me and call me selfish for not wanting to bring a child into the world that I physically can't care for. CRPS is an insanely cruel disease. Many people have had it for over 30 years and have it full body. I have extreme hypersensitivity, allodynia, in my affected limb. I can't stand having material or anything touch my arm/hand, and wear a sling most days. If something does touch my hand or brush my hand, I will be in tears and throwing up because of the pain. I can't even hold an empty coffee cup in my hand, let alone a child. One of the things that frustrates me the most is the fact that she's seen me in a full-blown flare-up, crying, shaking and throwing up because of pain, fingers locking up, having to physically pry my fingers open after a massive pain spike that then caused severe cramping in my hand, having to use a walking stick or have my partner half carry me to a bed while I'm bawling my eyes out because I can't walk because of how much pain I'm in. She's seen all of this and still has the audacity to call me the selfish one. She lives 2.5 hours away and has stayed with me for a total of 2 nights in 7 years I've lived in this town. I'm always the one who has to travel to see her. Plus, now with this condition, traveling is becoming harder and harder to be able to tolerate. I'm just so frustrated and upset. Also, for anyone who's curious about CRPS, please look up the CRPS pain scale to better understand the level of pain we go through. I love my mum, but I'm so close to going no contact. Edit. Just want to address the questions about why my partner doesn't get a vasectomy. We aren't married. We have talked about it, but I don't want him to make that choice for my sake. I know that it's a definite, that I'm not having kids. I don't want him to get the snip and then we break up many years later and he then decides he wants kids with a new partner, and have that risk of it not being able to be reversed, as they aren't 100% reversible. It wouldn't be fair on him. He's already put aside so much and changed his life around so much to help care for me. I personally see him getting the snip as another burden on him, which I don't want him to physically alter his body for my sake. Comments. I couldn't even read your whole post. I'm so sorry that your mom is doing the opposite of what a good, loving mom should do. Even if you didn't have a debilitating pain condition, you're allowed to just not want kids. No reason needed. As a mom of 2 daughters, who have always said they don't want kids, I'm so sorry that she can't hear and see you. You're enough. People who think biological family is the only family they have are the worst. She has grandkids, she can suck it up. I would go no contact if she brings it up again. She is being incredibly selfish. Sorry to hear you're going through this, OP. You don't owe anyone a child, for any reason. And you don't owe them a reason. Low contact or no contact, at least, until she figures out how to be a decent human, sounds like a good start. Get your tubes tied and don't look back. It's totally understandable, considering what you are going through. I wish you for the best and don't forget remission is indeed possible. You seem to have a fantastic partner helping you during this hard time, so I definitely think it's possible. Adoption is there if ever your situation changes in the future. As someone adopted, I can tell you it's a great feeling to be chosen for being part of a family. She is not entitled to grandkids. She's being selfish. You do what you think is best for you. If that means you want a tubal ligation, then do it. Don't even bother discussing it with your mom. My mom is the same as yours. She's also ticked because her golden child is a control freak and helicopter parent to her kids, so she'll never have the access/time alone that she wants. Not that any parent owes that to anyone. Unfortunately, just because someone is family, it doesn't make them your friend. I had to cut my mom off to finally be rid of the stress she caused. Your mother is a disgusting, selfish, hateful old hag. You do what you need to do for you, whether that means getting your tubes tied or finding alternate contraception. Try going LC to VLC, if not full out NC. With her. Yes, you may love your mother, but she doesn't seem to love anybody but herself, and her demands for a bio-grandchild is ridiculous. A doctor would likely advise you to not have children and consider sterilization a viable strategy. I worry that a doctor might not recommend it a tubal for you. As a more invasive procedure, it might also flare your condition. I would personally stop traveling to see mom, as she refuses to understand the suffering travel causes you. Put yourself first. Take the best care of you. Tell her she should have had more kids herself if she was so intent on having grandchildren. Time to go no contact. Having a grandkid isn't a right, it's a privilege. She clearly isn't getting it at all. Subscribe and hit the bell button for the best Reddit stories available.